Hello, I'm Dan Gable, and I'm honored to introduce the Dan Gable Wrestling Clinic DVD series from Championship Productions. This clinic has assembled the finest coaches and presenters the sport has to offer. They provide you with techniques, strategies, drills, and philosophies that will help you and your team get better. In this presentation, I will cover pinning from the standing position from many different setups that will be easy to apply. Standing pinning. Okay, first of all, I think the first thing that I teach an athlete is to have a really good stance, good defensive position. Good defensive position in their stance. Why? Because I want them to attack, control for their setup, to move them, and then I want them to execute. All three of those things. And if you're attacking, you're actually opening yourself up from a penetration point of view. You're coming into a guy. And that's where we get in trouble a lot of times with Europeans, because they don't usually come into attack. They usually attack defensively, and they do a re-attack, a reshot, and so on and so forth. And they can be explosive. But when they have to come from behind and they have to score, they have a hard time going after you. But I think from an entertainment, offensive point of view, that's number one. That's real crucial. Offensive attacking. But at first, I would teach a kid good defensive skills, head position skills, hand position skills, squatting, good weight down, eye contact, and all those things. So good defense, is very important to everything that I'm talking about today. Good defense. Otherwise, you're really going to open yourself up. And the other thing, everything I'm going to talk about today is trying to attack with an offense and put this guy in the position that I want him to be in. But the other position I'm going to be having him in is the same thing, but he's going to put himself there. I'd rather use the first position, putting him there through my offense. For an example, if he's over here and I can get him leaning on me a little bit, go ahead and I'm snapping down in here. I'd like to have him down there because I put him down there. You understand that? I offensively. So a lot of people would say, well, the guy's only got to go behind. Well, if the guy's shooting on you all the time and you got to go behind, that's one thing. But if I come out, lay my hands, snap you, body fake you, get you down there, I'm in control. It's not really defense. It's really offense. Now I'm going to score in that way. May not be leg attacks, but at least I'm doing the control. I'm getting him down there. But you have two ways of looking at a lot of things that we're going to do here today. I'm coming out, forcing the action, getting him where I want him, or I'm going to hang around, wait, have a good defense, or even if I am forcing the action and he does make a shot or he's after me, I have this good defense that I can stop him in front of me that doesn't get to my legs, and now I'm going to have a real good chance to do all these offensive scoring positions to pins that we're going to go over here. All right? So the first thing we're going to do is simply, I'm going to show you, he's going to come out, he's going to shoot on me from here. As he shoots, I'm going to block him here, and I'm going to have him right there in front of me, okay? Second thing I'm going to do, I don't care how he gets there, I'm going to come out here and start working. All of a sudden, I feel him, I'm going to snap him right there. Let's back up a little ways so you get down right there. But anyway, he's right here. He's right here, okay? That's where he's at. That's the bottom line. So first thing we're going to do, we're just going to do this drill or this actual scoring maneuver where I'm going to take him to his back through what I call knee tapping. And I see a lot of kids do it, but they do it incorrectly. Okay? And because they turn to the side and opens them up. Penetration is the key, explosion is the key, not letting the guy know what I'm going to do to the key by getting in there and hanging on. I'm going to hit it all at one time. And I'd rather have me set him up. So he's there. I would rather have me move him like there where that knee came. Or if I wanted this knee, I'd move him here. So I got a double overhook here. Or I got a front headlock. I got here. But I'm moving the guy here. And this is what Ironside's actually really good at. He's actually really good at when he snaps the guy here or a guy shots and he stops him, he's moving the guy in and out of position. And I would rather actually move him, but the other way you can score is he's actually panicking himself or he's wanting to get out of there. Some people will stay down there and you can move them. Other people will try to back out. So, for an example, right now when the guy's down here, whether I snapped him or he shot and I had a good head position and stopped him here, I'm going to basically come here. I'm going to look at this knee right here. I'm going to see it. I'm going to have this arm here, these hooks again. I'm going to move him there. Okay? As I did this, the shoulder, and this is absolutely important, and until they learn how to do it, they're not going to be able to actually execute these holds well. What it is the shoulder is going to come down below in here, way down in there. A lot of guys get here and reach for this. See that? It opens up a short drag. It's just a nice thing. A lot of guys come here and try to like turn this way. The guy comes around. What it is, if I move the guy here, right now when I explode, I'm not going to be fishing. I'm going to come down with my shoulder below, pull this up, come right here and run straight into him. It's actually, he's in good shape there, but if he had his ankle there like that, when I did this, it's an ankle breaker. And you don't want that to be the case. So, you know, and a lot of times as the guy's weight actually kind of goes over a little bit, it'll just roll and be all right. You sprain an ankle. But a lot of times his ankle won't be there, but all it is coming right in here. Come back up again. Get this way. Okay, so right now all it is coming shoulder under. Shoulder is way under, way under. And instead of coming this way, you're coming straight in. And then you're really tight. And then as you get here, you end up falling on top of me. You got to be careful going too far forward. You got to come back towards the midsection. It's a knee tap. It's a very good move. I either move him or a lot of times what happens when a guy's on his feet and he makes a shot, when you stop him here, like all of a sudden, you stop him, get down, all of a sudden he starts pulling out. Now start pulling out and stay on your knee. So as he starts pulling out like that, that's when, you come right down and catch him right there, just like that. But you do not go and do it without the shoulder under. And you do not do it by turning your body. It's under and straight. And this arm's really important here. Right here. This arm's really important here. Right there. Straight in, straight in, straight in, straight in. Catch him right there. And you go back towards the side. So you got so many ways to do it. You move him, he backs out. You hit it. So a good drill simply is this. Knee tap drill is right here. It's like that. He comes back up. It's like that. Keep staying in the circle here. Shoulder under. Straight. I didn't like that one. Because you got to get the head. Right there. Right there. Right there. You got to explode into it. Okay, so right now I can move him, and I can come under, catch him just like that. I can move him, come under, catch him just like that. Hands right at the knee and right up the mat. Or I can get here, or he can make a shot and he starts backing out. From here, I'm looking for that knee, boom, it's right there. But it's not here and here. It's not here and here. It's definitely under and straight in. And see where my head came up in the air? That's real crucial. Because if I'm going to go for this knee here, get this knee over here. If I'm going to go for this head, if I keep my head down, he can come around pretty easy. If I come up in here, I can control him and run him through. Very good move. Very good move. Okay. Don't do that one very often from the feet. You would have a hard time doing it from here, from the feet. There is a variation of it. But that one's mostly on the mat. It's called the knee tap and the knee tap drill, one side then the other. You move him, he moves himself, so you got double attacks there. Again, shoulder under, penetration, straight up, pulling the arm tight. Very, very important. When you go here on a knee tap, that's just one move. Okay, what happens sometimes on a knee when you come from here like this and you try to get in your shoulder, the guy moves that way. Just move this, no, circle me. Come around this way. Okay, if I come here, he comes there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is come back. I don't want to stay at a bad angle, I'm going to keep this hooked, and I'm going to drop this hand instead of here to the far knee and hook the far knee. This hand here comes in, hooks the far knee, and lifts right there. It's like a near arm, far leg from the feet. Near arm, far leg. So you have actually, you're trying to get this knee tap here, but then as you're trying to come here, he comes there. Now you just pull this instead of coming here. You just catch that knee. Well, you just kind of bang it on the inside and come into it, and you pull hard on the arm. It's a good near arm, far leg alternative off the knee tap. And here's one more that's a good alternative. Instead of coming here, as he moves that way, kind of move this way, watch what I do. I'm going to come up, keep this, see this arm? I'm going to come up, catch this arm. See this? Now this arm's coming in, catching this right at the thing, and I'm going to run him over there. Run him over, just like that. It's another good way of scoring off the knee tap. So, again, I already showed this, but go knee tap. And a lot of times, like Mark said, a lot of times when you go for a knee tap, if you get a little bit of an angle and he falls to his side like that, you just pull this arm around and come around, get your takedown. But we're looking for pins, remember? So that's why it's penetrating through, just like that. That's why you got to learn this drill. That's why you got to learn this drill here, just like that. But if you get ready to go and he moves to the other side, you just take this hand here and catch it right here and keep going in. Give him a little jolt. And this time when you did that, came here and he moved around a little bit. Instead of coming here, all you're going to do now is bring this hand here, come around, bring this hand in, catch his knee, and lift up here, and then run him over. You can end up taking him right through for back points. Just adding that on. A couple things I forgot earlier. Here's another good little drill. Another good little move that a lot of guys do. I don't like to give the guy similar to what I have, so usually have an underhook in. You don't want to usually give a guy underhook and underhook, overhook, and overhook. So I'm going to usually keep an underhook in and keep an underhook in, and I'm probably going to come up, grab a hold of him here and keep this thing. Now, before it was like this, okay? Now we're going to be pulling down, catching here. And this one really is going to get you in trouble if you don't know what you're doing. By that I'm saying because you have a tendency even more to turn to your side, and the guy's going to come right around. So what it is simply straight in. Just straight in, just like that. Just like a throw. Just like that. So you're in here, you get in here, and all of a sudden you're pulling. You're like, I want to set that up. You pull him here. Now you come here, just like this. And instead of turning, because this is where you're going to turn, you go straight in. Straight in. Then you got to come back to that way. Now this move also works from the feet. It's a little more difficult. It's a little more difficult right here. Run him right over, just like that. Just run him right over. So again, you're in here, you're in here, you're in here. You're getting your shoulder. See, your shoulder's inside. That's real critical. You move the guy here, you just catch right there, and you sag and just run through him. Run through him right there. Easier than down below, it does work well. Lincoln McElravy used to do this very easily to a lot of people. He was in here like this, just come right in here, just like that. In here like this, shoulder, under, come right here, don't turn, straight inside, straight inside. And again, just as a good drill, just coming through, just coming through, just like that. You can do it from the feet as well, running them over. But it's just a good penetration drill, and it's all about penetration, it's all about blocking. Come on out here. Knee tap, and over and under. Knee tap. Not bad, not bad. I don't know if I ever saw you do that too many times. You do that a lot or not? I don't think so.
If I did it, it's usually never to the back.
Yeah, see, a lot of times you don't quite get it as far, you end up getting a go behind. And it's probably because his shoulder wasn't underneath the penetration, because he had a little bit of turn there. Go ahead and try the other one. Over and under. Just get the shoulder under. Just kind of drop down a little bit further. Just drop down a little bit. Sag a little more of the inside. Yeah, there. Good. Good. A couple more times. Actually, set him up a little bit before you go. Set him up by moving him. There you go. See, you take him where you want him, then you go. Try from the feet once. A little bit tougher. But you got to run over the guy. Penetration and drop the shoulder. Just like that. Penetration and drop the shoulder. Okay, that's good. Again, I snapped him, he snapped me, or I snapped him or he shot. That's the thing. I snapped him, he's in front of me. He's in front of me. A lot of times we go right back to the same situation. You know, I want to score, but if I want to get the big move, if I want to get the whip over, or if he penetrated me too far, here I go again with the hands, and I get right in here and I kind of hold him, trying to bring him off, off his base so I can get him off his, remember like all my jamming? See, all this thing goes hand in hand together. Off the jamming here, that basically coming in, that opened him up. That opened him up. Okay, so when he's here, a lot of times, I can do knee taps and stuff, but I got to move him a little bit, so I'm going to move him here a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to one side or the other, just a little bit. I'm going to get to one side or the other, right here. His head's underneath there, elbows are in. I'm going to get to one side or the other. And when I get to one side, I'm going to bait him. And I wanted to point this out on an arm bar. This is really good in the last session, when a guy's flat, when I had an arm bar where I pinched the elbow here to the side, okay? I'm actually it looks like it might be easy to swim out of it, okay? Swim out of it, okay? Actually, when you learn how to do this well, you almost kind of like, you get it tight, and he's going to come back in, and you think he's going to lose it or something, but all of a sudden you bait him, because now as he's pulling out, you just crunch him forth. You just run forward and you catch him, and it helps you turn him actually. Once you learn to catch a guy when he's swimming out, you jam it right in your ear, kind of like that power half I showed, and he goes over easier. And so the referee doesn't have to worry about a pivot point. So, this is kind of another thing. You're baiting him a little bit. You got him here, and all of a sudden you're coming to one side or the other. When you come to one side or the other, all of a sudden what you do, you're going to let up a little bit. So I'm going to let up on the same side. Go ahead. And he comes up, and now I'm just going to run through him. Boom, just like that. You kind of bait him. See, what happens when he gets here, you get a lot of weight on him. He kind of panics, so you get a lot of weight on him. So all I'm doing is going to one side so I can have a little bit of an angle. He's going to go there. I'm going to come to this side because he's up on that knee. I'm going to bait him now on his right arm. I'm going to let up a little so he feels like he can come up. So, instead of doing this kind of stuff where he can roll through like that, you see that all the time in a whip over. Whip overs are the same type of thing. When you get a guy to come up from here, instead of whipping him this way, you come into him like this, straight like that. You drive him over his hip, and then you have a much better chance of getting him on his back. So you're in here, and you come to this side a little bit, all of a sudden, there it is. Now, you don't go here like this and elongate him, which you can. You can. Come on. Okay. But if you're smart here, you get him down, and you come to the side a little bit. Instead, you're going to come under and run into him and then come back down. It's an explosive move. It's an explosive move. He's right in here. You're coming. Okay, wherever he's at. Boom, right there. Run him right over. Run him right over. It's a great way to actually take a guy that's in front of you to his back and score back points and go to chest, or spiral, body spiral. This is a very good for kids, for anybody. It's basically off a front headlock, and all it simply is learn how to move a guy again. Just like we learn how to move guys here, we learn how to move guys here, or if he backed out, we can do the same moves. This time, when we're front headlock, and a lot of times when you're front headlock, you turn the head a little bit again. But all I'm going to simply do is I can be here or here, and all I'm simply doing, I can be over both, or I can be here. I like to be over both a lot of times, moving him here, elbows in, moving his feet here. So he can be on the mat, be down on the mat, you're moving him here, or if he comes up on his feet a little bit, you can come up a little bit here, a little bit. You got to keep your elbows in, keep coming up. He's up in here, Same thing, front headlock arm, both arms in here, and all you're doing now is looking for an ankle, and you want to move it, you want to set him up. So one of the easiest moves to do is do what's called a cross pick. Cross pick is basically you can do it from here or front head. You're going to move the guy from here. Right now, for an example, I'm just going to move I'm going to move this foot over this way. That foot's there. Now I'm going to do what's called a cross pick. I have my elbow in. I don't have the head out. You don't want to be able to see his head. It's under you, right here. Our arms are in. There's that thing. All I got to do is roll my head all the way under right here. And I take his head right to his knee. And I catch here. And I drive him. Penetration is very important. Again, my body goes under, and the problem is most kids reach under. Most kids reach under. Instead of reaching under, your body goes under, just like the shoulder on the knee tap. You've got to have that penetration. And just like the shoulder, when it comes under, you go straight in. Just like the whip over, you go straight in. The front head from here, as you're setting him up, there's that leg. If you go fishing down here at the knee, if you go fishing for a little bit lower, you're not going to get it. You got to move him. You got to come all the way under and take that head right, take his head right to the knee, and you catch that heel, and you run him right through. Now as you take him, you got a great chance to come up in a cradle or body press. Or if he turns into you a little bit, turn into me. I can come around like a body spiral again, one way or the other. Okay. Now, right off that, if you circle him and you don't get it, for an example, if you circle him and he feels like he's taking his leg back, you come back in here, you're trying to look for something else, all of a sudden there's that leg. See, there's that leg. There's a couple different things. If I'm way off to the side like I am right now, with his head underneath me, I do what's called a power pick. See, I was trying to get this ankle over here. I was trying to get it, but I couldn't quite. As I'm trying to move it here like this, no, don't keep it there. I'm just trying to get it. I don't feel like it's there. So I come here, and all I'm going to do is take the head again to his knee, and I'm going to drop right over. It's an explosive move right here. Boom, pick that ankle. Now you're going to say, how are you going to pin the guy? Well, we've already learned that in writing. We haven't learned it in a double yet, but we will. All I got to do is get my shoulder right into his belly button. So as I had him here, I just come right into here, just like I did there, or come into here, just like I did here. Learn how to not pull here, but pick up, putting the weight, putting him down. All right. Cross pick to cradle, cross pick to body press, power pick, cross pick here, penetrate, drive through, cradle, body press. Here, this time, instead of going here, you come here, you explode right into him, just like that. You pull that, just like that. Takes you right back. And now, you're going to get a shoulder in there. Here or here. And you're splitting him. And you got to learn how. You can't just hang on. You don't want to lock your hands all the times either, because he might be loose and come up, but you got to learn how to stay in there like this. Great way to get back points. And, of course, the other one's called a zap dump or a dresser dump. So you got a third alternative. Actually, you got more than that, and I'll show you in a minute. But this time, I was trying to get the cross pick, and the key to getting across is not your hands, is your head and body. Boom. See, I put the weight here. Now I can drive. The key over here is pushing that head, exploding in, dropping down. This time, as I'm taking him here, I feel like instead of me being so far to the side and keeping his head under until I crunch him and then throw his head out, what I'm going to do is keep this. I'm going to drop my shoulder down again. I'm going to catch this, just like this, and I'm going to run through him. I'm not going to just stop. I'm going to run through him and let his head slide out and catch him on his back there. A kid that learns that zap dump, it's almost like a knee tap. See? Knee tap, remember here, that's almost identical to the knee tap, but it's up here, but instead of coming here, see that? You could. You're coming here and running. Again, you don't pull, you drive through. You drive. You catch your head right there. And then you can take the arm out if you want. You can take the arm out. Okay, another great one is a simple fireman's carry. It goes right back to your cross. You're here, there's your power, there's your dresser dump, zap dump. You're moving him here. These are great for heavyweights, cross picks. But this time, this is a little lightweight, we'd be able to do this. Instead of cross picking, this time when you're getting him to come there, you're getting your whole body to come under and you're penetrating, but you're keeping the head up here like this, and you're coming through even deeper. And your fireman's carrying the guy right over. Your fireman's carrying me. It works very well. The reason why it works is what's going to make all the other holds work, your penetration. Your penetration. And obviously, when you hit fireman's carries, you got, and I'll show you in a second, you need to really hang on tight so you don't lose and just get a 2-point takedown because you're flying the guy through. So the last one again, I come here, don't see it, don't see this. I come here, I don't see the cross, but I come up here and I penetrate through, continue to penetrate through. Fireman's carry right down there and hang on tight with that shoulder and head so you can get some back points. Fireman's to pin, real quick. Fireman's carry. Why don't you come out here and hit a fireman's carry on this guy? No, the kind where you come, hit a good inside fireman's, tie, circle him, come up, and clean him up off you, up in the air, and throw him up off you. Okay? Now here's what I want to show on a fireman's carry. Most people like their takedowns, which when you hit your doubles, instead of coming up here, they let them turn to their belly. So it's 2 points. Instead of coming up, taking the weight up here, getting your back points off your double leg, or even your high crotch. So fireman's carry, most people hit a fireman's carry and they just let it go. So here's the key on a fireman's carry. When you go ahead and you get him and you clean it up in the air, and you get this tight here, as you clean it up off your head, and as he falls, go ahead and fall, stay right there. What you want to do is come right down, put your head down in here, and put the weight down here, and just kind of turn the other way. Here, let me do it once, then you can see. What it is in here, you're in here, you're in here. As you're coming in here, as you're coming up, as you hit here like this, you're coming right into here, putting your shoulder right down on his chest, right here, and then getting your head up. See, when you first came down, your head was hitting almost here, and that's where kids kind of hang on to you and stuff, but you're really hanging on to this tight right here. As soon as you hit here, your head comes up right here. So you had this hooked. And so you pin and lock this part of his body to the mat, and it's going to be automatic. So you clear it, but then you come down. And then you get your head from the mat to just like that, then come up just like that, yeah. Whereas most people just go ahead and hit a carry and let him turn. Hit a carry and let him turn this time. He just turn, just like that. And that's what happens most of the time. Hit a double leg. Okay, he just turns, let him go. Great opportunities. This time we're going to hit a fireman's carry and pinpoint that shoulder tight and head comes up. Right there. And then come up. Okay, hit a double leg, put the shoulder in, lift, get the weight off it. Just like that, just like that. Real important. And again, if you're Askren or Tyler Nix and you start coming around the front, you know, they can start grabbing your ankles. Like if you go to the Nationals, you don't see very many quick takedowns anymore because people are looking for ankles to hang on. That's why it's not a good rule. It's a good rule to keep your ankles away from his head so you get your clean takedown. Now, again, it works for some people, but even Askren, if he had to score quickly and the guy got his, at first, like Herbert got his ankle and they dinked around there, I bet it took him 30 seconds to score, and the referee didn't even, I don't think, told Herbert when he scored, so Herbert was still hanging around. He ended up losing 4. You got to know what you're doing there. But even, it's better to do it the most elementary way, and then if a guy does get something on you, you got to know how to maneuver to score there as well. Near arm, far leg, very similar, almost identical, because both these holds are very good, but they should be worth 5 instead of 2. In fact, they should be worth a pin instead of 2 or 5. Near arm, far legs, very similar setup to the, from here, you're moving a guy, so you're attacking and you're controlling him, but you're not controlling him for a long time. Control for a long time means you get here and you don't want to do this. When you get something, you got to move the guy. You got to move the guy. And as you're moving him, that's the attacking, and then all of a sudden you're setting him up, and that's the control part, and then you're going to penetrate in. As you penetrate in and through, as you're coming up here like the fireman's carry, you got to be further through. You got to have the weight going that way, because I'm stopping here, the weight's on his heels, but you got to come through, clear it, and come right down. Pinpoint that shoulder there. But if you hit a near arm far leg, it's the same thing. From here, pop, pop, coming here. As you're coming around, as he hits that shoulder there, same thing right there. Same thing right there. Right here. Tough. It's almost like you got a 2-on-1 on the guy. The guy's trying to come back to his belly, but if your head's down, he can come back a little bit. If your head's up, he can't come back. See that? Head down, he can come up. Head up, he's not gonna. That's real important. That's why when you hit the mat with your head comes up and over. On firemen's, on near arm far legs, on any move. Head posted is not good, especially in pinning situations, off fireman's carries or off near arm far legs. Want to hit a couple near arm far legs? he's actually doing too much of a kind of a layout there instead of coming around more in a circle. Try to keep your hips underneath you a little more as you come around there. Now keep circling more. There you go. A little better, yeah. A little better. This time end up with your head down, then bring your head out. Again, don't fall in a circle. Get there, now come up there, boom. Now bring your head back up, right to there, and then come around for the fall. Okay. Okay. Now let's, we did the double leg. Let's do the double leg one more time. Just the back points. Set them up, penetrate. Take him right there, and get your back points. Okay, this time let's go do a head to the outside shot. And, in fact, I'll show you what I mean. From here, same type thing. From here, whatever you want to do it. From here, you're stepping here, and you're coming in here like this. And as you're stepping here like this, you're trying to come around. But this time, let's just show, for an example, he goes to his butt, actually, get up. Be on your knees. Be down right here. He's right here. And as I'm taking him, he's blocking this arm. See this? And I'm getting him over here, and I'm caught right here. See that? I'm caught right here, just like this. You see this all the time. Guy can't get this arm out. He can't quite get points yet. It's pretty close. But he doesn't quite get it. So what you have to do now is when you get here, you have to walk your hip to the other side like this, and he's still going to bring his hip over this way. But see what you have? You have this cross arm in there. See this cross arm? We go back to the actual last tape. The tape where we stuck the crossed ankle in. And so now I got to learn how to bring this other hand in. See? Bring the other hand in. Now I can end up in a Turk. And my left leg's a little bit too far that way too. So I'm going to keep my shoulder in a little better. A lot of times when you're caught on a shot, when you're in here like this and you're coming in here and get this ankle from here, you just got to remember to take this wrist in. You have a lot better shot. Bring this arm out. You got an arm Turk. If you go to an arm Turk, it's the same thing as me starting just like this. Coming here, I'm right there. See that? Pushing him forward, coming in, and I'm in good shape to pin him. Same way with a shot. I'm in here, driving across, and got this. Got to get my shoulder in, and I haven't quite got points yet. But if I get that arm Turk in, I'm going to end up with points, and we end up with now going to back points. I usually don't like to give a guy anything to work with, but sometimes a guy might get an underhook on you. So you might end up you might see yourself in an underhook and overhook situation. It's usually when you want something like this, or you want something like this. You got control of the wrist, you got this arm in. You don't like this right here. This is dangerous, okay? This is dangerous, but it happens. It happens. So the real critical thing is, and this guy's coming strong on you. He's coming strong. He's trying to come under and lift and lock like that. But see what happens, this shoulder in the middle here is real important to try to get it down. And it's kind of like what's called a hip sag. So he has me there and he's coming. So I'm going to drop down. And all I'm going to do is step right up and lock right here. It's going to step up. So he come in. We're in an over and under. And he's actually just trying to lift me good. And he's trying to step in. I'm just going to drop down and sag and catch him right here. Just like that. I'm going to bend him straight over backwards. And I got to keep my hip under and control him all the way down. If I don't control him, he'll hip toss me. And I'll have too much weight and he'll end up throwing me through. But if you bend his back, it'll take his legs and power away from him, and you can end up scoring there. It doesn't seem like anything, but it's there. It's there. All it is, you're in here and he doesn't even think about you locking him, and so he starts to step up a little bit. You just lower your body a little bit lower, and you got him right there. Now, if you can't bend him over backwards, now you do what's called a knee block. I just take your inside leg. This will keep you from getting thrown. All you do is come here and follow the guy to the mat, to the side, so you don't get thrown. It's a very good little move that can help a kid, but I usually don't try to set it up because I don't really like those positions. Really don't like those positions. In fact, it even works when a guy really beats you. When a guy really beats you, he gets under both. A lot of times you want to block by going to his chin. He comes in here, you sag again. See how I'm sagging? That's important to sag. Puts me low. Lower man usually works on throws. But right now, if I can't break it, and I don't want to do that, in fact, I want to score, because that's what we're trying to do right now. As soon as he stepped in and I lowered my body from here, I'm just going to lock it actually right here. Lock again, same way. I got both his arms. It's like a double cradle. I got both his arms locked. And if I can, I'll bend him right over backwards. I got to make sure then as he starts falling, I probably let go and drop down so I don't get too high and get thrown. It's important to know that. Drop down, release, post. Because if you get too far over, the guy can possibly roll you through. Or again, same thing. He beats me to the thing here, and all of a sudden he's stepping in, and I'm squatting. I just come right here this time. I'm stepping to the outside and controlling him all the way to the mat. Letting go, probably go to the body press to where I'm chest to chest. I don't know if you want to try it out. Let's try it a couple times here. First, just the over and under. He's going to step in a little bit. He's right there. Now just bow his back. Now as he falls, kind of adjust a little bit. Yep. He came out to the side to make sure he wouldn't get thrown. Okay? This time do the double knee block as he comes in. Okay? Just like this. Just like that. Okay, this time he comes under, he beats you both. And go ahead and squat from here. Yep, and then come right in and lock. Just like there. Bend over backwards. And then control it before you get thrown. I actually don't even, I wouldn't even probably, I mean, it's okay to hang on, but I probably wouldn't. You know why? I don't want to take any chances. No risk. I want to get the post. Because if this is here and he does hit me a little bit, I got a shoulder roll there. So let's do that one again. I don't want any risk. He drops. In fact, this time don't even go to this. Just go right into your lock. Quickly. He comes in right there. There it is. There it is. Need the knee in a little bit better, but that's good. That actually is there. One of the guys on the Iowa line, the former coaching staff, Troy Steiner, he's been doing that to everybody in practice. I mean, he's doing it to big guys. I don't think he could do it to Pete Bush probably because Bush was an expert on throws, but former national champ up there at Assumption, and coach over there. But he's one of those things that it's right there. It's right there, and it does work. And you think it almost looks like a clinic hold, but once you learn how to drop your hips, it's there. In fact, the Russians are famous for looking really good at leg tackles because all they do, they just stand here. They just stand here. They're in position all the time, and the guy comes in, and the guy's head's out of position, and he didn't even move, but he's trying to move me a little bit, trying to beat me. They just step in and take you. They just drop down lower than you. They just drop down lower. They don't even have to penetrate. This guy's out of position. He's penetrating. He's working hard. He doesn't have head position, and he just comes up with a single leg because all they do is just step here and step in. That's exactly kind of what this hold is. Sag, just take advantage of the situation. It's kind of position pinning. However, you really don't want to tell your kids to let them have double unders on you. You know, there's other things you can do here, headlocks, a lot of things, but you'd rather have them doing the actual move themselves. This is a very good move here. All it is, you're in here, it's called a reverse headlock. Mitch Kelly was the guy on our team that used to do this very well. It's called a reverse headlock. And a regular headlock would be taking this arm and this together, and you're taking them this way. This is actually this arm and this arm. Instead of going this way, you're going this way. But it's very key. It's like that half I had when you had here and here, like this half right against here. You're getting this together. Just like when you're doing front headlock stuff, you're getting the head and arm together right here. You're getting this together. So you're in an underhook. You're pinching this tight right here. You're in here. Resist a little bit here. No, not that much. Just right here. You squeeze your elbows together right here, just like this. And what you're doing is you're stepping in, and you're actually going to toss the guy from here over to this way, taking him right down, just like that. The reverse headlock. Now what happens, you want to come in and try that a couple times? I don't care which side. He's got to pinch it tight, get it together tight, and then step in and then toss me right to here. Just like that, just like that. Now you got to remember he has a post arm, so you got to penetrate on this. Go ahead and do it again. You get it tight, and then you step in, hip toss, right over. Reverse headlock. Okay, now, one more time. Looks good. You got to get it tight, get it tight, get it tight. Actually, I like to even see if you can get it even right there to where your head is on the other side, not in between. So now you really have it tight. Now you step in and toss it, and he goes right to his back. Okay, the other move that works very well there is when you get this like this and tight, is now instead of tossing it, you pull it in. You pull it in. See, instead of going this way, you pull it into you right here. So you're tight, just like that. And you can actually just walk the guy right down. You can just walk him right down. And just, I call it the crunch, reverse headlock crunch. You get a guy that knows how to do that, it works very well. Again, the toss, and you get this together. So you got to, sometimes you almost like get this over there, then you come up, you lock it, elbows, pinch, and then from here he's really sagging on you a little bit. That's when you have to come in, pull him right into you. You pull him right into you and you sag again. Okay, now you just kind of walk him right down. Walk him right down. Believe it or not, when you get that, he'll either go or he'll have a hurt shoulder. You know, so, and you guys have some loose guys though, so you have to really learn how to get this side to side. Defensive pins. We're on our last segment here. Got about 4 or 5 minutes here. Defensive pins. Guy does sneak by. You know, I'm blocking him, but he does get to my leg here. He does get to my leg right here, and I'm squatting, getting my leg back. Okay, I'm getting my leg back. For me to really be effective, I want to make sure I get his hand off my leg. Now I'm in a good position where I can do this and get my score. But sometimes I got to score back points. Sometimes I can't stop his pull-in. So what I do is it's almost a bait, but it isn't. Sometimes it's real. He's pulling me in. So he shot a single leg here, and I'm trying to sprawl, then he's starting to pull me in a little bit from here. As he's starting to pull me in, I can't get it down. I can't stuff his head. So all of a sudden, when he's starting to pull me in, all of a sudden I come up and come into him, which scrunches him. I come into him with my hip. I got this overhook arm, which is my whizzer arm, and I got my free arm here, which I come over top here. So he's trying to pull me in, and I come right up in the air here, and now I'm going to pull him and take him right to the back, right there. It's a great move. It's a whizzer whip. But here's what happens. Guys get it here, and they try to throw themselves this way. See that? They end up in the bottom. That's the mistake they made. The real key point is, once you realize you're getting beat or you want to beat him, once he pulls it, you come into him and crunch him. Then you pull him up, and you're right there. Then you elongate him. You pull him up and elongate him because you take him out of his good base position, just like I did when I started this whole series today with what's called jamming. Took him out of his base position. Great way to score points. When we used to go overseas, when I first started going overseas, back in the early 70s, Russians did this to us. We were on our back more than we thought because we were shooting single legs, hanging on. Our position wasn't that good. We were trying to pull it in and win, you know, the old-fashioned way, and boom, they'd pull us. They'd come into us, hit us, and we'd end up on our back just like this. Whizzer whip. It's, again, one more time. And whether I snapped him or he's in my leg, I'm trying to square up. He's starting to pull me up. I'm coming right in. I'm pulling him up, and then I just whip right there. Whip. In and whip. It's the only thing you got to be careful of with your kids, like I said, going away from them, and as they do it from here, as they pull it up, go ahead and pull it up. As you hit it and pull it this way, you got to settle back towards their hip instead of going towards their back. So instead of when you come here, you got to settle back in here. Go backwards instead of forwards, because otherwise you're going to come up around. You may score freestyle, but you got to score and get the pin any style. Okay. Another good one is when a guy gets in on a single leg, and you're in here like this, and you're starting to break it, but he's still hanging on. All you got to do right now is push his head down. Push his head down. And then take your same hand, slide along his ear, his headgear, go down to his chin if you can, and grab his chin. You don't have to turn it so much. You're just going to grab his chin. So you can see where it is, right here. You push, you come to here. 4 arms alongside him. Okay, so you're right here. Now this whizzer arm, my left arm, is going to come down, come across, and lock right here. Now here's the key again. Here's the key. I got it locked. Quarter Nelson. A lot of guys do this kind of stuff. You end up in trouble. When you get a lock, and you get that, if you can turn, in collegiate and freestyle, you can turn the head really well. If they don't, you know, in high school, I'm not sure they'll let you do that. It's hard to see it. Huh?
No, they don't.
He said they don't let you do that. So you just got to kind of hold it. You just kind of hold it and kind of do more with your left arm here. And actually, it's more secure. But instead of falling, you come up into him again and turn him. See that? Come up and turn him. Now, once you get over to this pivot point, now you can come back to him and get the fall. If you end up doing this kind of stuff here, you're going to get in trouble. You come in, he starts pulling you, push that head down, you get that lock there, you push into him, that puts power into him, takes weight off his head. Now you turn there. You twist him to his shoulder. Now you come back into him. You can let go, end up in this position right here. Works great. Works great. Works great. It's a quarter Nelson off a single counter. It works very good. One more time. He made the shot. He's in here. I'm stopping him. I'm coming in here. I'm working down in here and trying to get this hand down in there, locking it. I don't come in here. One thing I could do if I freestyle, I could come up here like this and block, post, and turn. But right now I'm going to look for the fall. So I'm coming in here, and he's coming back up, building his base. I'm pushing into him, turning him, come back up again one more time. As I come into him, I'm knocking him. Now I'm turning him. As I'm turning him, now I can let go and end up in a body press. Works very well. Works very well. Quarter Nelson. It's dangerous if you roll under. If you push into him and turn him, it works very well. Another one that works very well, just similar. Guy made a shot, or you snapped him, whatever you wanted to do from here. He's down here. You now, remember the principle. Attack, control, execute. So right now, all I'm simply doing is coming down. I'm going to front body lock him right here, just like this. But instead of going around his chest, instead of going around his body, I'm going to actually come here and pull at his elbows forward. I'm going to elongate him. So from here, I'm coming here and here, pinching my elbows together. It took his base out from underneath him. Got him right. I'm squeezing it together. If I do not have the elbows, it does not work. Say right now, if I'm in here, he's got too much space to work and duck and move and beat me. I'm coming here. I'm going to sag back down. I'm going to get his arms included. Now, he's kind of being a little scared. He's going to back out a little bit. From here, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attack him. Watch what I do. I attack him by coming into him like I did before, and I'm going to look for a situation where I turn him and knock him over right there. See that? Now I can roll. Whereas a lot of people would get here, like this, get in trouble. You know, just like a quarter Nelson, you don't roll him, you go into him, you roll him, you don't roll yourself under. So he's there, come in here, and I got to get it, come back down, get it locked. I got him here, I'm pushing into him, I'm knocking him over there. Now once I get there, it's easier for me to come right around in a circle and post my head right here, just like this. And get the fall right there. Control. Front, body lock, hip in, like a whizzer. Again, he made a shot, whatever he's here, I'm stopping him. I'm coming right in here. I'm locking, pushing into him, and learn how to bulldog him over. Come up, bulldog him over. Learn how to do that. It's a good drill. Come up, bulldog him over. Once he hits there, I don't have to let go. I could, but instead I'm going to turn my body, come around, and come up around on top, just right there. And I'm going to keep his head there. It's a good attack from the front position. Attack, control, execute, and pin. We've done so much things from in here, in front, and probably when you're doing that, you have your head position. The one thing you got to learn a lot is what to do. You need another whole tape would be on defense and front headlocks, making sure you're in good position. Real simple. You go to a 2-on-1. When a guy front headlocks you, you go to a 2-on-1 before he gets it tight. Elbows in. So we already did fireman's carries. So here's a great situation. You're in here, you're looking, you're wrestling, you're in. Guy front headlock, you just come right to here. See that? That angle? So I'm in here working, I'm working. All of a sudden, so I'm going to come right here, and as I'm going to do that from here, as I'm going to come here like that, he's going to end up coming around, see? And I'm coming around, all I got to do is come right back in, fireman's carry him, and get my fall. Or I could just do what's called a kind of a Kelly type fireman's carry. So I'm in here, from here, all of a sudden he's there. All of a sudden as I catch here, I can just run right back in and do that same type move. A power drive carry, or if I got the space, I can come up. The thing I don't want to do is hit in here and come here and set to my side and do this kind of stuff. That gets me in trouble. You want to come up, dump. You want to come up and dump. The more I do on the side, the more I'm going to chance that I'm getting in trouble. So another good move, basically anytime a guy front headlock, you come here, boom, right through. Very similar to this kind of stuff, penetration. Here. Very similar to this in here, okay? But now, because he's front headlock and I'm moving it out here, he's coming after me, see? Boom, I'm changing. And I'm coming straight in, pulling my head out so I don't get caught. Or if I got the space from here as I'm coming here, the car in here like this, if I got the space, coming here, whip that fireman's, control it just like that. Great move, great opportunity off the front headlock. Transition again, transition. Bonus moves, which is the whole series of holds, would be off 2-on-1s, which there's probably about 50 holds in there. A couple bonus holds here. You know, basically when you get a 2-on-1 here like this, from the tie-up, guys always pull back and they're trying to create openings and trying to get their own. From here, as I catch this from here, all I'm simply going to do right now, if he puts his hand, see like that? If he puts his hand there, all I got to do, headlocking, just like that. Headlocking. It's kind of a bonus hold there. Jim Heffernan used to do that on our team, assistant coach. It's a very common mistake. From here, when you end up coming up here, you take it off here, the guy kind of puts his head in here, puts his hand down here, and he tries to get away. And all you got to do right now, just kind of bulldog him right down with the front headlock. Or if you want to set him up and move him the other way, you can hit him hard. That's one. Another one, if you like to use leg sweeps and stuff like that, where you're coming here, boom, going something like that. It's another good move if you got guys that want to do stuff like that. But all it is catching here, and you're pulling him, catch right there. And again, remember we already worked on this. Outside fireman's carry, near arm far leg, fireman's carry. As soon as you hit it here with your head down, he's going to try to come back up. Just get your head out of there. Hold this really tight right here. Wrist deep, shoulder on top, head on top. One more time. From here. All of a sudden you're moving him, see? Start moving him. You start moving him a little bit. All of a sudden you move him this way, and as he moves, you catch his foot, see? Boom, just like that. The head's down. He still has a hard time coming up. If you're tough there, but try to come up. Just get your head up. From here to here, and then come up, body press. About it for the second take. And there's a lot of pinning combinations there, but there's a similarity between everything I did today, from the top position to the takedown position. Even though I didn't point out a couple things, all these takedowns, one more thing here, Pop. Even like, just take that last takedown. This is it, for an example. Oh, let's just take the one where he puts in his head in here, puts his hand in here, put your hand up here, push away, and I start moving you here, and I just sag here. You know, when you get a guy here, you know, it's like all of a sudden you can't quite pin him. You can make a transition. You can make a transition, go to body press, then all of a sudden he's turning into you, and all of a sudden your left hand here comes in, gets an arm turk. Just because you're pinning somebody here, if you don't feel that comfortable, you're going to lose him, come back. If you're really good in arm turks, you can get an arm turk there. So right now, I didn't feel like I could pin him. He keeps going into me, and I'm still got a transition period here. He can actually go belly down. Chances are the referee's going to give him, you know, he's going to break the situation. I'm probably going to score again. Okay? Now he gets back over again, goes this way. I'm going to lift him up again. Comes back into me. Now he's just too strong. I can't turn him. So all of a sudden I push forward, get the weight off. I come in with my heel. I keep it lifted till I get it. Now I can come up, drop, bounce up, different ways. When you really get good in arm turks and leg turks, you'll be able to do it both ways. They're almost off every shot, every position. Near wrist, work into them. Power halves work into them. Leg shots work into them. But between arm turks, leg turks, near wrists, arm bars, power halves, bar Nelsons, you know, they're all there just depending on how you able to flow transitions. And when you do that, I would say that you got multiple ways of scoring, multiple ways, and you're never really stymied. Appreciate the opportunity to come over and give you a few things to take home with you. I really feel that everything I showed is going to be very good for your kids. At first, they're not going to understand it. And you know, when they're drilling, they're going to be just flopping over and stuff like that, and they're not going to understand it. So the only time they're going to understand it is really when somebody's resisting a little bit, and then they'll understand. They're going to have to take your word. Get a good rapport with your people. They'll believe you, because right now, if I didn't have good workout partners here with me and they weren't resisting right, the guy would just roll over. It wouldn't have any effect. That power, that penetration, that feel makes things transition. And when guys really learn that transition, they're going to be able to flow through all that, and they'll be able to score multiple ways, on the feet, on top, whatever. I'd like to add a few thoughts about the sport of amateur wrestling. I'd have to thank the National Wrestling Coaches Association for all the work and effort they've been doing for the last few years. They used to be a volunteer organization. That means coaches like myself would be the president, the vice president, and of course I'm worried about winning wrestling matches, and instead I should be also worried about the sport. And now we have actually 6 or 7 full-time professional staff members within this organization. And that's why we've added 39 new programs in college wrestling in the last few years. And as I say that, I got to be looking over my shoulder because there's programs that are still thinking about dropping the sport of amateur wrestling. And little do they know that there's thousands of kids out there. I mean, there's 1 million youth. There's 250,000 high school wrestlers. And then it goes to college, and you go way down to about 7,500. And then at the Olympic level, you got about 500 or less. So you can see the opportunity gets smaller as we go up, which it should be. However, we need more opportunity. And that's why I have to thank the NWCA, and I have to thank a lot of these full-time people that are working just on our sport, whether it be in Washington, D.C. or across the country. We coaches no longer can just coach our sport. We have to be concerned about our sport and make sure that we establish good relationships with the proper people within our athletic department, within the proper people nationally, to make sure that we have more college opportunities and Olympic opportunities in the future. 48 of our states right now are sanctioned at the high school level for high school wrestling. And actually, a couple of states have sanctioned high school tournaments for wrestling for women, and that's Hawaii and Texas. And they're on the rise. I think a few years ago we had 200 high school wrestlers that were girls and female. Now we have, I believe, almost like 6,000 young women wrestling. So we are on the move. We just need more opportunities at that upper level. So it kind of depends on you to help us keep them good relationships going.